What's up, Fears audience? Oh yeah! What's up, guys? Fears audience. Fears. The host with the most. That's right. The one and only Fears Man. Gotta love that coffee. Gotta love that coffee. All right. Fears is energized. I'm ready to go. I got enough beauty sleep today, thank God. I came home, guys, from work, right? I came home from work. Boom! Immediately got into the shower. Showered. Skipped breakfast. And then went right to sleep. And I didn't even make it to my bedroom. I just crashed here and I slept. And I just woke up at like 1 o'clock. Because now it's 2:10. So man, did I sleep, and I slept good. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. So Fears didn't get any errands done today because I needed that sleepy time. I've got the rest of the week, for errands. So yeah, probably the errands that I'm going to do this weekend, I know I'm going to do like a Walmart haul this weekend. I got to get my hair cut. It's getting out of control. So I'm going to get my hair cut. And then, I may go to FYE. It's been a while since I've went to FYE. But, and then I've got church, obviously. So that's on the to-do list this weekend. But anyway, let's open up the chat. All right. Good to see everybody. All right, here we are. We got 3 people watching. There we are. We go to Yo, Larry, what's up, buddy? How you been? How you been? Thank you for all the likes, guys. Big shout out to Larry. Larry, you're the first one. You are the first one. Normally, I don't know. Normally, it's a split between Larry, Triple, and Visions to see who gets the first comment. So there we are. But anyway, so I've only got those 3 or 4 errands to do this weekend. So church, getting my haircut. I may go to FYE. I may just save my money, because, money's kind of tight right now. But I'm telling you, like, Walmart and Goodwill, Larry, sometimes I get some good, deals on movies. But those random gems, man, those good gems are at FYE. Like, stuff I've never even heard of. Like, I had never heard of what was the one, Happy Birthday to Me. I found that one on my own, and that one was hilarious, It was lacking some places, but the end was hilarious. Like, I prepared this birthday all for you. It's perfect. And there's like dead people like around the birthday table and shit with like little party hats and crap. So I was like, oh, this is hilarious. I got Creep Show there, so if I do go this weekend, maybe I'll just pick up like 1 or 2 instead of like 8 like I usually do. But there's so many gems there, man. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, big shout out to the fans. I hope you're all doing well. So yeah, I'm telling you, I slept like a baby. I slept like a baby. Literally, I've done no errands today, Larry. I got home from work. Boom. Immediately in that shower, washed my balls. And then, wash my asshole. That's important. I didn't mean to get so graphic, but that's important. Got out, skipped breakfast. I didn't even make it to my bedroom. I just went, peace, deuce, put this blanket on me, and slept here. And then I woke up like at 1. So yeah, I was definitely tired, and I needed some Z's, man. I needed some Z's, buddy. So thank God I got those Z's. Anyway, I'm going to tell Visions that I'm live. But anyway, let me know. Larry, how's your day been? What you been up to today? Did you go to work today? Has it just been a chill day? Larry, what you been doing with your day? It's Wednesday, so we're halfway through the week, guys. We're halfway through the week. Tomorrow's Thursday, so that means one more day until the weekend. You know, because I consider Friday afternoon, once I get off of work, Friday afternoon is the start to the weekend. And man, I cannot wait for this weekend. Just to not go into work, snooze until like 3 in the afternoon. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, let's see here. Yo, buddy, I am, let's see, Visions. I said, yo, buddy, I am live right now, so come and hang out with your lady and make some coffee. That's important. So, yo, buddy, I'm live right now. So come and hang out with your lady and make some coffee and hang out with fears. There we are. So hopefully Visions will be right along. All right, let me close Instagram. Yo, Visions, ask and you shall receive. That's right. Larry says, I got off at work at 6 a.m. Hey, Visions. Oh, wow. Larry, doing those late shifts, man. Well, I mean, you do work at a casino. Larry, I remember, Larry, you still got to come back on and tell me those crazy casino stories, man. Because working at a casino is probably fun and kind of crazy. Because I'm telling you, Visions, Larry, when me and my buddy Eric, right, Visions went to Vegas, we saw people literally sitting at a table or sitting at a slot machine from dusk till dawn. And I'm like, don't you have a life? Aren't you getting hungry? Don't you have to go to the bathroom? You know what I'm saying? Anyway. Like, me and Eric would gamble for like 2 or 3 hours, and I would start to get tired. You know what I'm saying? I would start to get tired, Larry, and Visions. And yo, Yakov, what's up? So then, me and my buddy Eric would go get something to eat, and then we would go watch a show. And then to end the night, we'd come back and gamble a little, and then we would go back to the hotel room, you know? I can't be sitting there from 8 in the morning till like 5 in the morning the next day. That's just ridiculous. Then you know you've got a problem. You know what I'm saying? Yakov says, currently jogging 6 miles on the treadmill with your face on the big screen. Oh, hell yeah, Yakov. That's right. Well, listen, everybody watches Fears Man in their own little way. But hey, I'm glad you're working out. Everybody in the community seems to be losing, you know, some weight. I've been trying to lose some weight. Yakov's trying to lose some weight. Randall's been trying to lose some weight, and then, unfortunately, Visions gained some weight, you know, because of the surgery. But Visions, like I said the day before, do not feel bad, because that's what they want you to do. I had surgery, I lost all that fucking weight, man, you know what I'm saying? I was like fucking skin and bone. Then they're like, all right, Fears, now you just got to gain it all back. And I was like, this is not good, man. And then I started working out, and then I put on some weight, so it's a balancing act, Visions. So yeah. Vision says, nice. Hell yeah, man. So everyone's trying to get all trimmed up. I've lost a lot of weight. Not enough weight, but I've lost some weight. But anyway. All right, today's topics. Unfortunately, I forgot to do one topic from yesterday. So before I started the stream, I had to go into the title and erase it. Unfortunately, I did not get to Halloween party items yesterday. I told you guys a Halloween party story, but I didn't tell you what makes a good Halloween party and what items do you need. So I'm going to do that today. And I did look up the rules, Visions. Apparently, like when I went trick-or-treating as a kid, it was just self-explanatory rules. Like, obviously, walk on the sidewalk. You know, hold mom and dad's hand while you trick-or-treat. If you trick-or-treat alone, don't talk to strangers. Shit like that. But I looked up the rules, and apparently there's a lot more rules today. Probably because there's a lot more psychos out there. You know, like when I was a kid, and when Visions was a kid, you didn't have to worry about, like, psychopaths, like, putting, like, razor blades, like, in caramel apples. No, I just took a caramel apple, and I said, hey, thanks, Mrs. Jenkins, and then I ate my caramel apple. Now there's psychos out there. take a caramel apple, Fears, and then you bite into it, and then the fucking old lady down the street, like, will poison your kids and shit. You know what I'm saying? Where have we gotten in today's society where you can't enjoy a nice caramel apple? So Fears is going to tell you guys all the Halloween rules to trick-or-treating. And then I've got the Deadpool review coming. By the way, if you want this mug, Visions will make you one. Visions will make you one. Visions, this is, I gotta say, it's one of my favorite mugs. The mugs, I've got 3 mugs, Visions, that I love that somehow or some way you've made. One that I bought off your website. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry, I didn't buy this one. You gave it to me. I was going to buy it. I'd say my 3 favorite mugs that's related to YouTube is FearsMan26 mug, the Fears Vlogs mug, and then I absolutely love the No Sleep mug that you gave me. And I got that for free because I bought Randall a mug. So yeah, I do love the Randall mug. If I had to pick a 4th one, those would be my 4 favorites. My favorite mug outside of YouTube, oh man, that's hard. Probably my new Halloween jack-o'-lantern mug. You know, the Halloween one that I recently bought. That one's good. I like my Friday the 13th one. Obviously, I like the Halloween Michael Myers one. That's a hard one. I'll have to maybe do that as a topic later on in the week. Larry said, did you ever bob for apples at Halloween? Oh, of course I did. Of course I did. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But we're getting ahead of ourselves, Larry. Let's do the review first. All right. Did everyone do their homework assignment? Visions? Did we do our homework assignments? Yakov, did we watch this? Larry, did we watch this? Be honest. I know Fears did my homework assignment. I watched some Deadpool. He's a pretty funny superhero. He's sarcastic. He's annoying. He says whatever the hell he wants, you know. Not your typical superhero. He doesn't wear a cape. He kills people, you know. He's got regenerative powers, you know. Someone literally shot him in the hand, right? He shot him in the hand. He just put on his glove. He got a knife in his head. He takes out the knife. That's one of his best powers. He regenerates. Kind of like Wolverine. It's hard to kill Deadpool and Wolverine. So, what, Larry? Larry said, honestly, Fears, no. How dare you? You did not prepare? Shame, 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 shame. Visions, did we watch? I'm going to be emotionally bereft if none of you guys watched. I'm doing the stream for you, and you did not prepare? Unbelievable. I'm just joking. I don't care. You either prepared or you didn't. Anyway, cheers on that. Visions, did you? Yakov, did you watch? A lot of people say that he looks like the devil, and I'm like, that's not true at all. He just likes black and red. And the reason why he made his costume like that, 1, to put all of his weapons on. 2, he's got to move around. And he even mentions it in the movie. He goes, I'm not going to be a pansy-ass guy in a spandex suit with a cape, you know? So he wanted to do his costume a little differently, you know what I'm saying? I've never seen it, no. Ma! You've never seen some Deadpool Visions? One tear. Another tear. I probably should just shut the stream off right now. Nothing. I'm emotionally bereft right now. You know what'll help? I know what'll help. A Can Crush. That's right. That'll help it. All right. No, last night I watched the Barbie movie. Oh, there you go, Yakov. Yakov, did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy some, hi, Barbie, hi, Ken. Oh, you're a dreamboat. Let's go hang out in my my pink, convertible. Okay, let's go and do that. You know? Everyone thinks, Ken is gay. He's not gay. Any guy that can hook up with Barbie, she's sexy as hell. Barbie is sexy. And then all of her sexy Barbie friends, they're just as hot. So I don't understand why people think Ken is gay. You know, he's got the latest fashions. Maybe that's the reason, Visions. I don't know. Anyway, well, nonetheless, I will still do the Deadpool review. But yeah, as I'm watching, everyone thinks, I even read this online, Visions, everyone thinks that Deadpool looks like the devil. You know, because it's red and he kind of has, he doesn't have the horns, but he has like, the way his head shape, it kind of looks like horns. And I'm like, that is just not true. He even says in the movie, and he even says in the trailer, because Deadpool says whatever he wants, and he breaks the fourth wall and talks to the audience, and he said, I'm not going to look like one of those pansy-ass superheroes in a super tight spandex suit, you know, with a stupid cape. He goes, what the fuck does a cape do? Nothing. He goes, it does absolutely nothing. Fuck a cape. He goes, plus, he goes, I kill people. He goes, do superheroes kill people? Sometimes, if they absolutely have to. He goes, but I just kill them, you know, for defense. So he's like, I need to put a place where all my guns, I need a utility belt, you know, for all my extra ammo clips, you know, and my katana blades. So I get it. I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. But I read that online and I was like, I'm not saying that people are stupid, right? I mean, some people are, but I'm like, overall, the human race is pretty smart, right? You guys can attest to that. There are some stupid people out there, though. I will say that, but not everybody. But I'm reading online, I'm like, that's just simply not true. I'm like, he doesn't look like the devil. His favorite colors are red and black, and then he even says it. He's like, I'm not looking like one of those pansy ass, excuse me, I'm tired, superheroes with a spandex suit with like riding up my crotch and all that crap, and I was laughing my ass off. So there it is. Let's see. Yakov said, I enjoyed it. Lots of Margot Robbie foot shots. Right on. Nice. I know you're a big foot guy. I know that, Yakov. You've told me several times. Is Barbie a movie for girls? I guess, Larry. But I mean, Visions watched it. Yakov watched it. So I guess it's for everybody, you know. You need to see the new Barbie. It doesn't make you gay. Ken is a badass. I know, I need to. Because now I'm getting more intrigued, Visions. I'm getting more intrigued. Michael Cera, maybe. I heard that he's in it. He's like, isn't he like Ken's, like sidekick or like he's Ken's buddy or something. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Yakov said, I'm just Ken. Everybody else, wait, anywhere else I'd be a 10. Well, there you go. There you go. Anyway, let's get to the review. So, I've seen this before, so I already kind of knew what was going in. I saw this in the theaters, but this is the first time. So, I kid you not, Visions, and everybody else. For the first hour, look at all these bonus features. So, I sat down, Visions, and watched, a ton of bonus features. Even before I sat down and watched the movie. Listen to all this. All right, here we go. I watched all the deleted scenes. I haven't watched the commentary yet. I do watch the commentary, but I'm going to watch the commentary on another day. So I watched the deleted scenes, the gag reel, Deadpool from comics to screen, photo art, costume art, storyboards, Deadpool stunts, Deadpool's Deadpool's fun advice, audio commentary by Ryan Reynolds and screenwriters, audio commentary by the director Tim Miller, and Deadpool comic art. So that's a lot. So I pretty much watched everything except for the commentary, you know. And then I went off, and then I went and watched the movie, and then I went off to work. By the way, work was pretty good. I get to work, and my friend, and I guess my friend. Normally I hear it, you know, from my boss. I'm like, all right, boss. I'm like, give me the numbers. I'm like, how much do we have tonight? But I went up to my friend, so I was filling up my water jug. It's very important to stay hydrated at my job. So I'm filling up my water jug, and they have an ice machine, Vision. So I just hit the button, tons of ice in my water jug, put the water, so it's ice freezing cold water, and it will stay like that for a while. And then I brought a Powerade. And like my water jug is probably about that tall and probably about that wide. right? So I'm filling up the water. My friend comes up, yo, Fears, you ready for tonight? I'm like, yeah, buddy. And he goes, you look a little tired. I'm like, I am tired. But I mean, I didn't say it in a sarcastic way or like a dick way. I just went, oh, yeah, buddy. I'm like, I'm tired. And then he was like, looking forward to the weekend? I'm like, oh, yeah. I can't wait. Snooze away. And he's like, Fears, you nap a lot. And I was like, hell yeah. Because he watches my channel, too. And he knows that I talk about napping, you know? And I said, my fans said that too. And he goes, well, Fears, it's true. I'm like, I'm not saying it's not true. I'm just saying my fans brought it up one day, like, hey, Fears, you love to nap. I was like, I'm 40, man. Oh, well, I'm going to be 40. I said, that's like middle age, buddy. Nap away, napping. And then my buddy said, Fears, do you think your fans nap a lot? And I said, I don't know. I said, I've never really thought about it, but I said, I'm sure they do. You know, I know you do visions. I know you get tired. You get tired, and you're like, all right, no one's fucking looking. Napping away. Naps are good. So I've stolen the title from Sega. So as we were talking about that, I look at him, I said, hey, man, I wonder how much we have tonight. He goes, oh, yeah. He goes, I've already asked the manager, Fears. I said, oh, yeah? I said, how much do we got? Wasn't too bad. It wasn't too high. It wasn't too low. We had 40,000. So that's a typical, like, medium night. So I look at my friend. I'm like, oh, man, that's not too bad. He goes, yeah, Fears. Goes, remember that one day last week? I was like, oh, yeah, 60,000 last week. And he goes, well, thank God it wasn't like a 60,000 night. I said, yeah. So I pretty much was busy all night. I was working in a new area, though. So I was training 2 guys, and they said, hey, Fears, you're going to go on that side of the factory. And I was like, oh, man, it's been a long time since I've been on this side of the factory. There's 2 sides. You go in. Off to the left, I'm usually on the left side where you either load stuff into the trucks or you take the packages off the belt and put them right by the truck. And then when the drivers come in, like at 7, 8 in the morning, they're like, oh, okay, cool, thanks for organizing them. And then they decide how they want to put it in their trucks. And then off to the right is where all the trucks come up to the docking bay. The door flies up, they back up the truck, and then you take all of the boxes out of the truck, which it's so hot in there, and then you load them onto the conveyor belt, and then the conveyor belt takes them to the certain conveyor belts that the people are taking them off and loading them into the truck. And I hadn't done that in a while, and they're like, Fears, we got to get you training more on that side. And I was like, do we have to? And he goes, Fears, I know, it's hot in the truck. I'm like, yeah, exactly. I'm like, so I think I'll just stay over here. And he's like, no, Fears. And I was like, well, I'm like, you can't blame a guy for trying. So obviously I was joking with my boss because I don't care where I go. You know, I want to get that promotion, man. Make that moolah. So I really didn't want to go over their visions, but I was just like, I'm like, all right. And he goes, well, Fears, he goes, you won't be over there for long. He goes, I got 2 newbies that have never had a job in their life. And I was like, really? I'm like, they must be young then, 17, 16, 18. And he goes, oh, yeah, it's their first job. I'm like, well, at least their job is a lot better than my first job. My very first job ever, horrible, garbage. McDonald's. McDonald's is my very first job ever. Great place to eat, horrible place to work. Rad. Anyway, so I get in the truck. And I was like, hey, guys, I'm John. And I said, I'm going to train you guys for like the next 2 or 3 hours. And I said, it's very simple. I said, wait till the truck pulls up to the dock. I said, the door will fly open. They'll pull the truck back. They'll lock the truck onto the docking bay. And I said, as soon as you hear the click, that means you can come onto the truck. And I said, work from the top to the bottom. I said, because there's a lot of big stuff on the top. I said, you want to take those off. Put them down so a big box doesn't hit you on the head. I said, do not grab from the bottom. And they're like, oh, why is that? I said, well, if you grab a box from the bottom, I said, the big stuff is on top of those boxes. So I said, if you take one off the bottom, it'll fall forward on top of you. And they're like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. I'm like, exactly. So I said, work from the top, work from the bottom. I said, the conveyor belt, I said, you push this button, the conveyor belt will come up into the truck, lay them on, and then just keep working until you get to the very back of the truck. I said, as soon as you get to the very back of the truck, push the button, push the conveyor belt out, get out of the truck, pull the truck door down, lock it, and then move on to the next one. Because there's tons. There's like 20 or 30 loading docks on that side. So I said, as soon as that truck's done, I said, someone will come and get that empty truck and take it away to wherever they take it. I said, and then an hour later, another truck will pull in. I said, but while we're waiting for that truck, I said, we'll move on to the next one. So I did that for like 2 or 3 hours, and then they pulled me back, and I said, all right, Fears. They said, thanks a lot for training those guys, and they said, now you can go back. So I went back to what I usually do on the left side, which is taking all the boxes and putting them in front of the truck, or I'm on the belt usually. I dabble in both. And then, I don't know what they did with those 2 kids, but probably they put them in another truck. So yeah. Anyway, let's see here. Larry says, it does sound interesting. Maybe I'll watch. Well, Yakov makes a good point. When I watched the trailer, So that's the only thing I've watched of Barbie. And Will Ferrell is in the trailer. So I already knew that, Yakov. So, but I love Will Ferrell. That guy's hilarious. I mean, who doesn't like A Night at the Roxbury? Who does not like Anchorman? You're a dirty pirate whore! Or whatever the hell he says. And then she's all like, she looks at Ron Burgundy. You look like a blueberry. And then she's like, oh yeah? She's like, oh yeah? I'm a bitch? Huh? Yeah, I'm a bitch? And then Vision, she looks right at Ron. Well, you have bad hair. And then he's like, what did you say? And then she goes, I said, your hair looks stupid. And then it zooms in to his eyeballs, right? And you just see fire engulfed in his eyeballs. And then he does something that I don't agree with, but it's funny for the movie. You should never hit a woman. But Ron Burgundy gets so pissed off, like, what? How dare you? How dare you make fun of my fucking hair? My hair is perfectly coiffed. It's amazing. But he ends up having an all-out bitch fight in the office with that, whatever her name is. What's her name in the movie? It's that girl out of Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. I don't know. I can't remember. But you should never hit a woman. But it was funny for the movie. You know? Fucking Ron Burgundy. And then, like, he, like, takes that stapler and, like, staples her. And then, like, she takes that printer or whatever and smacks it up against his head. So I'm like, oh shit, things are about to go down. But you should never hit a woman. And if you do hit a woman, you're not a man in Fears' eyes. So don't hit a woman. Let's see. Larry says, so you kind of move up to be a manager with training others. Yeah, I mean, I would love to be a manager. You know, I don't know, Larry, the thing is, I don't know if I'd want to be there my entire life. But while I'm there, you know, I want to try and move up, you know. So, well, I appreciate that, Larry. Larry said, Fears, you would make a good manager. Well, I appreciate that. I try to make everyone feel comfortable, especially, you know, the young guys, because if it's their very first job. Whenever I had my very first job and I was working at McDonald's, I was not scared, but everyone's nervous when they start working, when they go into the job force, because they're like, oh shit, I've never done this before. I don't know what to do. Am I going to be on my own? And sometimes you're on your own and you have to kind of fend for yourself. But other times people show you. So I always try and I always try and have a good work environment, good vibes, and I try to give them advice, and I try and have a steady flow, like work them not too hard, but not too little, just kind of a perfect medium pace, you know. And I give them advice. I'm like I knew this guy was tired, and I was like, did you bring a water bottle or like a pitcher or anything? And he went, no. He goes, I thought that would be provided. I'm like, dude, go get a water bottle. Because they have coolers everywhere, Larry, in the factory. So I said, sometimes they provide water. I said they always have a drinking fountain, though. I said, get yourself like a water bottle. I said, I always bring a portable one. I said, it's like this tall, this wide. I said, every morning, I said, I'll fill it up at my house. I said, I'll bring it empty, and I'll put like tons of ice cubes in it and fill it up with water, and it's like ice freezing cold water. And so I said, let me go get you guys a water bottle. I said, because you guys look like you're dying of thirst. I said, you have to stay hydrated or you're going to pass out. I said, it's very hot in this factory. And I said, we're working a mile a minute. I said, you've got to stay hydrated. And they're like, oh, thanks a lot. I appreciate that. I said, no worries. I said, I don't want anyone passing out, you know. So I got them some water. So, yeah, I try to be a good, trainee. Because I'm not a manager yet. I try to be a good trainee and train people whenever I can. So, yeah. Plus, there's not much to the job. You take the package off, you put it in front of the truck. Or if you're on the belt, you take the package off the belt, you scan it, then you push it on your scanner to confirm that you scan the box. And then you take that box and you go into the truck and go, all right, M4K. And then you look for the place that says M4K and then put it in there. And then go back and do it again 1,000 times, There's not much to it, Boom, 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 back and forth, back and forth. And I even told them, I told the young guys, one guy was like 17, the other guy was like 18 or something. And I said, once you get into a rep, I said it'll be constant reps. Repetitive stuff. I said, you'll be able to memorize everything very quickly. I said, because you just keep doing it. And I said, that's the best way to remember stuff is just keep doing it the same way. I said, you'll get into your own kind of flow. I said, then you'll be a rockin', then you'll be a flowing. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Larry says, freeze water in a milk jug halfway, then fill it up with... Oh, you know what? I never thought about that, Larry, because they don't care what you bring. The only thing that they care about is that the water bottle has to be... It has to be clear. Because apparently, like last year when... Let's see, how long have I been there? Well, after Christmas, that'll be my second year there. Whenever they started training me, they said, we don't care what you bring for drinking. They said a Powerade, great. They said a water bottle, great. But they said it has to be see-through. And someone raised their hand and said, why is that? They said, unfortunately, they said some people were bringing a water bottle and filling it up with booze. And I was like, wow. Like, I didn't think that would be a thing. But I was like, booze is the last thing you need. Because you're going to be drunk at work. And I said... Especially if you're sweating a lot in a factory and you're working, booze would be the last thing. And she goes, unfortunately, some people would mix it with water to make it look like water, or they would bring like vodka. And I was like, this is so stupid. And they make sure, so whatever bag I bring, I normally I put all my items in a Walmart bag. Here's my bag. That's from work, right there. So I have my scanner in there and my wristbands, and I put my water jug in that and all that. So they said as long as it's like a bag that you can open up, because people, for some reason, were bringing weapons in. They said we have to check to make sure no one brings a gun or no one brings a knife. And I'm like, why would people fucking do that? I don't know. Some people are out of their mind, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, yeah, I'll bring a gun to work. That's so stupid, Yeah, I'll bring a knife. I could see a box cutter. If someone brought a box cutter, because we have to open boxes sometimes. Or if some box is damaged, we have to take out the damaged stuff and then put the stuff in a new box and reseal it, Because sometimes when the boxes, fall off the trucks, they're all dented and mangled, So usually I let a manager or a supervisor, fix it. But I'll bring the box and be like, hey, you want me to put this in a different box? And they're like, no, we got it, Fears. You go ahead and go back to work. And I'm like, all right, right on. So, yeah. How can they tell it's booze from a see-through water bottle? It just looks like water. Right? Yakov, I wanted to ask them that. But I kept my mouth shut. I swear this is not a Fears tall tale. This actually, they said... We just want everything see-through. So apparently people were bringing in different type of booze other than vodka. I was like, well, vodka would be hard to detect because vodka is clear. But I said people could honestly see if it was rum, because rum and whiskey have a brown look to it, or Jack Daniels has a brown look to it. That I could see. But I remember they said that when I did all my training, because I remember when I went in last year, Yakov, I think we had a week of training and then they put me on the floor. And when they said that, I thought that in my mind, exactly what you just said, Yakov. I was like, well, how are they going to know? I said, not that Fears would ever do that, but I was just like, what if someone did it and put vodka and mixed it with water and put it in a clear water bottle? I'm like, they would not know. I said they would probably know after the guy or girl got a little loopy, because you can tell when people are drunk, you know? I was like, then they could tell. So maybe that's the way they found out. Maybe they saw people like kind of like, you know, swaying back and forth. I don't know. So, yeah. Yeah, that too, Yakov. They could say that it was rum or, they could say it was iced tea. But, I mean, I guess I don't know how they found out, but somehow the managers found out. And now they check every water bottle, they check every bag. And so, like, when I go to work, I go through a scanner. So I put my bag, you know, like kind of like the airport. So when you go in, you put your bag in a tray, and you walk through a metal detector every day I go to work. I kid you not. So, yeah. So, I don't know. But I didn't think that would be a thing, you know. So, anyway. So, Yakov, I'm curious. It's none of my business, but since you brought it up, how long have you been back working out? Do you constantly work out, or have you just been getting back into the saddle of working out? Because I know Randall just got back at it, and I haven't heard from Randall in a couple days, because normally when Randall has a writing assignment, I don't hear from him for days. I've tried to call him, and he wrote me that message and said, hey, Fears, you're probably not going to hear from me for the next 5 or 6 days. I got a writing assignment. Someone on Fiverr is going to pay me $250 for a script. I went, got it, Randall. So in my mind, I was like, all right, I know he's going to be busy for like the next 5 or 6 days. So I'm going to try to call him on Friday. Hopefully he'll be done by then. So, yeah. But I know Randall's getting back into the saddle of working out. I've been getting back into the saddle. It depends on my mood. Some days I'll just go walking, because you burn a lot of calories walking. Other days I'll actually go to the gym. But I burn a lot of sweat and calories working at that factory, man. Like, every day when I leave Visions and everybody else, I am dripping with sweat. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I've gone on daily jogs for years. Oh, okay, well, that's cool. Nice. Larry says, sounds like Yak has all the hacks to do boozing at work. Well, I don't want to say anything, but Yakov, I'm very proud of him. He totally changed his life route. Yakov, you can attest to this. You even said it. You said, Fears, when I was drinking, I was a fucking asshole. I was a jerk. I was like, you were. Like, almost every single time Yakov, back in the day, Visions, went to Alive, or was in my lives, he was probably drunk. And man, did the trolling come out. So you were a drunken asshole, Yakov. But I'm very proud of you. Yakov has totally quit boozing. Totally changed his life around. Good on you, buddy. Good on you. I always tell people, if you can drink in moderation, then that's fine. Like, I drink in moderation. You know, there's only a couple times a year where Fears gets a good buzz, or I get, you know, a good drunk in me. You know, but sometimes people can't stop, you know, which is unfortunate, you know. So, yeah, you should cut out. I know, I need to cut out the soda drinking. I've been drinking a lot of Sprite lately. I need to get rid of that, you know. So, enjoy the can crushes, you know, while they last. Because once all that Sprite's done, I won't be buying any Sprite for a while, you know. I was also hilariously drunk that everyone loved. That too. Yeah, there was two sides of Yakov drunk. So Visions, this was way before your time. Or I don't know. Because you started watching Fears. Visions has been watching for a while. You started watching what, Visions? 2016, 2017, something like that? So Yakov was still around. So you may have saw hilarious drunk Yakov. Maybe. This is going back a few years, but yeah. So there was two types of drunk Yakov. The drunken asshole Yakov that I couldn't stand. Like, I got so mad sometimes. I was like, oh, I'm like, just take him, Lord. Just take him. I'm like, I don't like this guy. Just take him. If he died tomorrow, I could care less. I got to that point. It was bad. Because you would just annoy the shit out of me, Yakov. Then there was the other times where he was absolutely fucking hilarious drunk. But I got over it. And I'm so glad that me and Yakov are friends now. I really am. I really am. Larry says, I was addicted to painkillers. Well, that's not good. That's not good at all. Oh, really? I didn't know that, Yakov. Right on. He says, I've known Vision since 2017 before he watched you. I introduced him to you. Did you? It's been a while. I can't remember. Well, right on. Right on. Without me, Visions wouldn't have his best friend fears. Well, thank God, Yakov. Because I would say my best online buddies are Pixel, Visions. I mean, I love all my loving and loyal fans, but I'd say the core group is Yakov, Visions, Pixel, Richie, Tommy, Triple, but I love all my loving and loyal, fans. Larry too. That's the core group of guys. So I did not know that, Yakov. So you've known Visions even longer than I have. Oh wow. But Yakov, he doesn't. But Visions doesn't know about the old Tommy heads, And what did Tommy call his? Oh shit! What was it? What would he call his fans that would help him do a show? His he would be the head guy, but then there'd be 5 people in the show with him to help guide the show. Because I told Visions about that. Because that was before my time too. I had to go back and watch all the old Tommy head shows or whatever he called it. The Tommy podcast or whatever the hell it was. Because I remember I got into the community and then everyone came at me, was like, oh, Fears, you got to check out some old Tommy's videos. Where he had the people on to help him out. But I don't, what were they called, Yakov? Were they called Tommy heads? Or it was moderators to help him run his show. No, it wasn't the Boston Boys. He called them a certain thing. Oh, what the hell was it? Help me out, Yakov. I can't. What were they called? I met Visions in the Internet Collective Discord around 2017. I posted your videos, and he saw something he liked. Nice. But Yakov, what was that? What did Tommy call his? Because I told Visions about the old Tommy NC 2010 videos. What were his moderators called? His because when I watched him, it was always him either standing up or sitting down. He'd do his show, and then Sega was one of those old moderators, and then he one day just said, "Hey, I'm done with moderators. I'm just gonna run the show by myself." But he calls his fans he calls them Tommy head MCs. That's what he would call them. MCs. That's what he would call them. But yeah, MCs. So yeah. So I'm curious, Yakov, what videos did you show Visions? Not that I care. I'm just curious. And Visions, you said you saw something you like. What did you like? When Yakov showed you those videos, what did you like about Fears? I mean, I'm glad that, my videos are getting out there, Yeah, they were the Tommy heads, and he had the MCs. I could not remember him. I knew he called them Tommy heads, but I was like, thank God, Larry, you sparked my memory. I knew it. It was on the top. It was on the, not the top. It was on the tip of my tongue, and I was like, he called them something else. He called them fans. He called them Tommy heads, but the MCs, I just couldn't remember the name MCs. The MCs would help moderate his channel, run his channel, and then sometimes things would go good, and then other times would go nuts. Like, the one video that I don't agree with, and when, I kid you not, when Tommy came to hang out with me down here, Yakov, I had a serious talk with Tommy. I said, Tommy, I said, you know that video where you spit on that guy? I said, I don't care how tall or how big are you, Tommy. I said, if you ever spit on Fears, I would go batshit crazy and go fucking ballistic on you. I said, because that's like the worst insult to do to someone. And he went, oh yeah, Fears, that's an old video. I said, doesn't matter how old it is, Tommy. And I said, it doesn't matter. I said, I watched the video. I said, I know those guys were pissing you off. I know those guys were trolling you. But I said, you should never spit on someone. I said, that's like the ultimate, like, insult to someone. I mean, unless you do like a racial slur or throw shit on someone, I mean, that's pretty bad too. But I said, unless you throw shit on someone or, you know, call someone the N-word or a racial slur, besides all that crap, spitting on someone is the worst. So I liked all the old Tommy Head videos, but man, when I saw that one, I didn't get pissed, but I was like, Tommy, I wasn't happy when I saw that. I said, you're better than that, Tommy. And he went, oh, Fears, they were driving me nuts. I'm like, they were driving you nuts. But I said, Tommy, you got to have some self-control, man. I said, I would have just walked away. I said, definitely don't spit on anyone. Because obviously Tommy is taller than me and bigger than me, but I was like, Tommy, I wouldn't care. I said, if anyone spits on Fears, whoo, you guys would see an angry Fears like you've never seen an angry Fears before. I would Hulk out like Fears has never hulked out before, man. I kid you not. So, yeah. Vision says, I liked when Yakov would get drunk and you'd yell at him. Oh, really, Visions? Oh, shit. There was definitely some screaming battles. Oh, yeah. Well, I would hope that you would like other things, Visions, than that, but I'm sure, I mean, anyone, before I took all that down, I mean, I'm sure people would love that, you know? So, yeah. Yakov said, probably Deer Poop Mints. Oh, yeah, Deer Poop Mints. That's definitely a classic vlog. You know what? I'm going to watch that today, Yakov. I have not seen that vlog in ages, man. Ages. The Limp Mansion, the one where you said, give Fears a kiss. Oh, God. Well, I had to take that one down. But I know somebody's got it saved. But you know what? I went for it. It just didn't end well. Give Fears a kiss. Why the fuck did I do that? Oh, I know why. Because I was drunk. But in my mind, I thought, oh, yeah. This will work. This will be good. Yeah, this will work. Yeah. Say this, Fears. But, you know, when you're drunk and you're horny, you know, especially if you're horny, you know, you say shit that you think, like, is going to be good. Like, oh, yeah, say this. But then, like, 2 hours later, you're like, what the fuck was I talking about, you know? It was one of those things, Visions. I was like, oh, yeah, Fears. I'm like, this will win her over. Say this. And I said it, and then she's all like, and she looks at me, and I'm like, oh, shit. I'm like, yeah, she didn't like that. So, yeah. But you get into that mode, man. Like if you're with a girl, you're like, yeah. Get, you know, and you get these things in your head, you're like, yeah, fucking say this. You're like, you know, you're doing that dirty talk. Oh, yeah, say this. And then sometimes the girls are into it, and they're like, yeah, you know, say more to me. And other times they're like, what the fuck are you on about? You know? So it was definitely one of those things where I was like, yeah, say this, Fears. I'm like, this will totally win her over. And it did not win her over. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. Big Bung, it's the classic Fears. Yo! What's up, buddy? Fears, you are crazy. LOL. I am. But in a good way, though, Larry. I like to make people laugh, but I kid you not. You guys can tell in the video, right? In the video, as soon as I say it, she has the worst response. She's all like this, and immediately I knew it was, oh shit, I probably shouldn't have said that, you know? So it's only happened a few times in my life. Normally I don't do too bad with the ladies. But that night, oh man, I was drunk. It was bad. I mean, it wasn't to an insane level, but yeah. But I remember later on, I had to get some food, and I remember I was sitting on this couch at the casino, And I went, yeah, guys. Oh, man. I'm like, I think I made a mistake. And I'm like, I went and told my friend Kristen what happened. Because it was my friend Kristen's birthday. And we all know my friend Kristen. She's a lesbian. And she has been all of her life. And she's like the sister I never had. Like, we went to grade school together. She's the nicest girl ever. Sweetest girl ever. And she's not married anymore, but at that time she was married to some really nice girl. Her name was Emily. And Emily was kissing my cheek all night, and I was like, yeah, rock on. Kristen was kissing my cheek. All the ladies were kissing my cheek that night, so I was like, all right. But it was like a friendly, kiss. But I was like, I want, more than a friendly kiss, man. I'm like, and I'm telling you, Visions, I had the good drunk going on. There's all types of drunks, but I was, feeling really good. I was like, all right, Mears has had a couple of shots. I'm feeling groovy. Things are rocking. Things are rolling. Yeah, I'm definitely going to take a girl home tonight. Yeah. And guess what? Fears did not take a girl home. And I embarrassed myself. Give Fears a kiss. That will always be... I just want to forget about it, but it is a legendary line. It is a legendary line. That you guys will never let Fears... It'll never die. Give Fears a kiss. Fucking hilarious. In a good way, for sure. We all do crazy shit. It's fun. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Big Bunga says, where's Mrs. Fears then? But right? Exactly. I do okay when I do have the ladies, Big Bungus, but I haven't had a lady in a while, But when I do have ladies, I do all right, But listen, your guess is as good as mine. I don't know where the fuck Mrs. Fears is. Definitely not that girl, All right, Visions, I have to ask, because now you've sparked my interest. Did you like anything else when you first got introduced to the Fears Man, all of his videos and his streams? Did you like anything else besides me screaming and yelling at Yakov? You won't hurt my feelings, because our friendship has grown from then to now, but did you like anything else? Did you like the vlogs? Did you like my personality? Did you like the streams? I'm just curious. Or did you just solely like me going batshit crazy on Yakov? Because there was a lot of streams were like that. Because Yakov was annoying the shit out of me. And I was like, this fucking guy. At times, I wanted Yakov's blood. Not anymore, because Yakov is sobered up and he's not an asshole anymore. But, man, there was times where I was like, if I could just choke the shit out of him, and beat the shit out of him, that would be great, Oh, man, there was some times, man. Yakov, I'm glad we worked out our differences, buddy. Oh, man, but there was times I was like, if I could just get him, I want his blood, It got to an insane level where I was like, this fucking guy just will not leave me alone. It was nuts. It was nuts. I'm surprised that we're friends now, Yakov, if I'm being honest. I mean, I'm glad that we're friends, and I hope we can hang out one day and, totally, play some video games and, hit up a stream, a video game stream, like how me and Sam did. That would be cool, Because I know you like video games. And Fears is yet to play Resident Evil 4. LC, where are you, man? I want to play some Resident Evil 4, man. Both. I want to play the old one. I want to play the new one. You know what I'm saying? Yakov said my blood. It got to an insane level, Yakov. I was like, oh, man, I'm taking this fucking guy down. Not anymore, obviously. Obviously we've worked out our differences. But, man, when you would get drunk, I'm telling you, you were a stubborn, drunk, annoying asshole. To an insane level. It was bad. Not anymore, though. You're a good guy now. And I'm glad that you found God, and I'm glad that you sobered up, because, man, being on drugs and alcohol and all that crazy, I mean, it destroys people's life, But, yeah. Vision said I liked the whole package. Oh, well, thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. Nice. But I know Vision's in the back of your head. I'm like, but the main thing is I loved that, I loved when Fears would just go, screaming on Yakov. No, I'm just joking. I'm just playing. I'm glad you liked the whole package. All right, let's get back to this review. All right. Fears is going to give it a 9 out of 10. It's not a perfect movie, but it's an almost perfect movie. Not your typical superhero, which I like, because Fears Man is not your typical superhero. I stole bits of Deadpool. If you watch Fears Man, the first 4 episodes, you can see a little bit of Deadpool in Fears Man. I like Deadpool. He's not my favorite superhero. I'd say my top 5 superheroes are Superman, in this order: Superman, Batman, the Punisher, Iron Man, and Captain America. I know the Punisher doesn't have any superpowers. He's kind of like Deadpool. Except Deadpool has one up on the Punisher. Deadpool can regenerate, so he does have a superpower. The Punisher, he's just really good at karate, and he's got his military experience, and he's got a shitload of guns, you know? So, yeah. But he's like the best anti-hero ever. I fucking love the Punisher, man. Love it. That's why I've got like 3 or 4 Punisher shirts in my closet right now. Anyway, good old Wade Wilson, you know? He did a few missions with all the the X-Men, and he's trying to get back on that horse. He's trying to have a better life. He meets this girl, and then what happens? Everything's going good for Wade Wilson, and then he gets cancer, the big C, and then he finds out about this program. He thinks it's like legit. It's definitely not legit, not by any stretch of the imagination, right? And he goes to this broken down warehouse, and he's like, this ain't a hospital. This is definitely not a hospital. This is a fucking, like, sewer, rat-infested warehouse, leaky pipes everywhere. Yeah, I'm going to leave. And they're like, oh, you're not leaving. And he's like, yeah, I am. No, you're not leaving. And he's like, oh, shit. So what do? They do experiments on Wade Wilson, and they turn him into Deadpool, slowly but surely. So his face gets scarred, his body gets scarred, he comes back, and his best friend's like, what the fuck happened? So he tells him what happened, and then he decides to get revenge on these people, and slowly but surely, it's like an origin story. You see him slowly but surely turning to Deadpool. So you see a scene where he's like, all right, I gotta have a really cool, kick-ass name. And then they keep going, like, what about Captain Pool? What about this? Oh, yeah, say this. Do that. And he's like, no, that's not going to do it. And I did some research before I did the stream. The reason why he's called Deadpool is because at his favorite bar, they have a pool, a betting pool of, because he's a mercenary, and he doesn't want to be a mercenary anymore. And they have a pool of who's going to kill who first. So, and they call that pool where they bet money Deadpool. So he's like, well, I've spent a lot of time in this bar, and I've spent a lot of time betting on who's going to kill who, and da-da-da-da-da. So that's how he gets his name. How he got his costume, obviously his favorite colors are red and black. And then he says the classic line, well, I don't want to be like some, gay fag, like super skin tight, superhero with like spandex up his ass. And he goes, there's no fucking use for a goddamn cape. Fuck the cape, I don't want to do that, And so he kind of makes his own costume, and so the adventure begins. And then, does he get back on those people that scarred his face? Oh, yeah. And then some. He kills a lot of people. A lot of bullets flying, a lot of guns, a lot of katana blades. Everything. Everywhere. So yeah. Oh yeah, Yakov, there's some babes. There is some babes in Deadpool. Let's see. Yeah. So I totally agree. And some of the babes are like on the good side, and then there's some babes that are like total villains. So a lot of babes on both sides. Good villain babes, good hero babes. So A+ on the babeage. So yeah. Anyway, so he fulfills his destiny as Deadpool. The adventure begins. Like any good superhero movie, he takes down the bad guys. The big A+, the big W, the big win for Wade Wilson, aka Deadpool, and so the adventure ends. I'm definitely going to give it a 9 out of 10. And I will say this, if you get this, shitload of bonus features. Like, I kid you not, Visions, the first hour and a half, I was sitting, even before I watched the whole movie, I thought, well, I saw the movie in theaters, but I'm going to rewatch it and do a review because I had never done a review for the fans. But I said, I'm going to sit down and watch all the bonus features first. A good hour and a half of bonus features, even before I saw the fucking film. Then I watched the film, and then I moseyed on off, to work. So, definitely good review. All right, let's move on, shall we? Shall we? Would Fears recommend the movie? Absolutely. So if you haven't checked it out, it's a good watch. Definitely a good watch. All right. So, I forgot to do this topic yesterday. I told you guys some Halloween party stories. And I will, so Larry, you missed out on the Halloween story, so I will retell the old story. And then I'll tell another Halloween story. But I want to get to the actual topic. So, when you have a Halloween party, there's certain items you need. I mean, to knock it out of the park. So, Big Bungus, Yakov, Larry, everybody in the chat, what do you think some of those items are? So, put your ideas in the chat, but I will start. So, if you're trying to have a kick-ass, rad Halloween party, obviously, Fears likes to go classic. You must have good Halloween-related music. And a classic is the Monster Mash. You must have that song at a Halloween party. I know it's old, but it's like good old. It's a good classic you have to have the Monster Mash. So I would suggest going to Spirit Halloween and they do sell music on a disc that's all Halloween related. You got the Michael Myers theme song, the Jason theme song. Get some Halloween music. So that's number one. Number two, get some non-related Halloween music. Like, just put on good music, Because people like to dance and party and drink, at a Halloween party. So, yeah. So, music in all formats. That's number one. Number two, good food. Good food. And I suggest both types of food. Number one, Halloween-related food, Because people decorate, And then just have, like, normal food, But I've went to several Halloween parties, and, like, I'll give you an example of Halloween-related food. One time I went to a Halloween party, and they had a bowl, and there was grapes in there, but they had painted all the grapes to make them look like eyeballs. And I was like, that's pretty cool. But in actuality, they were just grapes. But I was like, that's a cool little thing, So, yeah. But have both types of food. Good decorations, number three. Solid Halloween decorations. Make sure the Halloween decorations are flowing outside the party, like on the house, and make sure you have good Halloween decorations inside the party, This is key, because when your guests come in, they have to have a nice, like, environment. They're like, oh shit, great decorations, all right, the party's about to start. Kick that music on, let's go. Let's get it a-flowing, let's get it a-rocking, So, good decorations is an absolute must. Absolute must. All right, number five. Definitely fun activities to do at the Halloween party, like the best costume contest, bobbing for apples, like Larry said, a couple minutes ago, or an hour ago, or whenever you said it. So, good activities to do. Number six, obviously booze. I like booze. Lots of booze. Different types of booze, too. Vodka, whiskey, rum. No, you guys know what the fuck's up. Make sure there's some Crystal Skull vodka. Key! At least for Fears when I come, because that's my fucking favorite vodka. So, yeah. So, I would say those 6 or 7 things, you'll have a solid good time at your Halloween party. All right. I want to hear your guys' suggestions. So, what else? What else would make a good Halloween party? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Because I'm sure I left something out. But, I think I covered all the basics. For the most part. But if you guys have got any suggestions, you let me know. But I want to hear it. All right, come on, Visions. What else? Yakov, what else? Larry, Big Bungus. What else? What else would make a solid... What other things would help a solid Halloween party? So, yeah. So, what else? What else? Well, that's true, Yakov. That's true. You don't have to drink at the Halloween party, but you want to make sure you have booze for all your other guests. Because some people like to drink, you know? So, yeah. So, you don't have to drink at the party, you know? Yeah. I'm having a little snack because I totally missed breakfast. Well, I didn't miss it. I skipped breakfast. Anyway. All right, Visions. You should be the horror master. Visions, you are the Halloween master. What else? I'm trying to think if there's anything else. What else? Music, fun activities, decorations, good music, white drugs and brown. Oh my Lord, Visions! Oh my Lord. Well, listen. I do agree with the brown liquors. Fears like some Jack. Oh yeah. I like some whiskey. I like some rum. But say no to drugs. No drugs. Zero. That's just me, though, Visions. I know you're joking around, buddy, but that was fucking hilarious. But yes, definitely the brown liquors. That would be fine. That'd be good. All right, let's continue on. All right. So, I'm going to pull up the rules for trick-or-treating. If you do have children out there, make sure you follow these rules, you know, because now with so many psychos out there, you have to have rules with trick-or-treating. When I was a kid, it was self-explanatory stuff. Don't talk to strangers. If you're with your friends, stay with your friends. If you're with your family, obviously stay with your family. If you trick-or-treat alone, be careful. Walk on the sidewalk. You know, walk on the sidewalk. Don't walk in the middle of the street, shit like that. It's sad that now kids have to have their parents check their candy because there's psychos out there. I've heard on the news, psychos put razor blades in candy and in apples and all that shit. It's weird, man. So, if you have children out there, follow these basic rules for trick-or-treating. So everyone has a fun, safe time. So let me pull up the rules. I should have had them already pulled up. All right, so here is the rules. And these are good. These are good. So it says, number 1, obey the Halloween code. This means only go to houses that are well lit and look like a Halloween-friendly home. Try not to disturb anyone after 11. And never go to a dark house. Yes, that is true. Because if you go to a dark house, 10 times out of 12, they're not home. You know? All right, so that's number 1. Number 2, respect the individual's personal property. Use the right path to get to the home. Don't jump through the bushes or go through the landscape to get to the door. Use the sidewalk or walk to the garage. Because sometimes people sit outside. Like whenever I went home the last few times, not the last time I went home, but the time before that, my buddy Eric was like, "Hey, Fears, what are you doing for Halloween?" And I was like, just staying at my mom and dad's and just watching horror movies, buddy. He's like, you can still do that, Fears. You want to come over and help me and my wife hand out candy? He goes, we're just sitting. He goes, we've got a whole bunch of chairs set up in our driveway, and we made a bonfire. I was like, right on. I'm like, we can do that. So I went over and did that for a couple hours, and then when it got to about 10, I was like, all right, man, I'm gonna take off. I'm gonna go home and watch some horror movies and then drift off to sleep. And he went, right on, Fears. So yeah. That's a very important rule. So that's number 2. All right. Number 3. Only knock or ring the doorbell once. If no one comes to the door, move on. They may be in a situation and unable to answer the door. Yeah, don't constantly ding, 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 because you don't want to annoy people. You don't want to like keep ringing the doorbell. Only ring once. Number 4, don't forget to use the magic words. Please and thank you go a long way. That's true. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, whenever I was a kid, I always said please and thank you. All right, number 5. Don't be greedy. Don't be what we like to call in the Halloween lingo a greedy grabber. Assume one piece of candy unless the house owner says otherwise. Respect the honor system. If candy is left out on the porch, again, don't be a greedy grabber. Well, I hate to say it, but Fears totally, when I was a kid, did not obey that rule. So, Larry, time for a story. I was out trick-or-treat with my brother. We walked up, and it just said, I can't remember exactly what the sign said, but there was a little tiny table, and there was a little doll of a witch, and then by the doll, there was a big bowl, and it said, please take only one piece of candy. And I looked at my brother, and I went, hey, check this out. And I grabbed the bowl, and I dumped half of it in my brother's bag, and the other half my brother. My brother's like, what are you doing? I'm like, yeah, man, major candy haul, all right. And I put it back, and Fears was a total dick, and I left one piece of candy in the fucking bowl. I went, all right, let's move on. So, I regret doing that. But hey, we got a shitload of candy. But, learn from Fears' example, and don't do that. Don't do that. All right, moving on. So, number 6, safe candy. Don't eat anything unwrapped or homemade from strangers. Children, especially with allergies, or anyone with allergies, please be careful with the candy and sort through your candy and make sure your parents check your candy. Yes, because again, there's psychos out there. Yeah, let's put a razor blade, in a caramel apple. You're a fucking idiot. Why would you do that? Oh, I know, because you're a psycho. But see, I didn't have to worry about that, as a kid. But now, today, there's a lot more psychos, and you can't trust anyone today. Sadly. I wish you could, but you can't, All right, number 7. Plan your route out. Plan your route and remind your family members and children and your group about traffic safety. Visit a house only once. Don't go back for more. Stick to the path that you're on. Whether you're with your children, with your family, or by yourself, have a safe meeting place in case anyone gets lost from the group. Encourage everyone to walk, not run. I didn't obey that rule as a kid. I ran to every single house. Give a quick look around to make sure the entire group is with you. These are all good things. You want to have fun, but you got to be safe about it. Number 8. Sharing is caring. Be willing to share your candy and trade with your friends and respect your parents' decision on how much candy to eat. Well, again, I shared with my brother, but I definitely did not respect my parents about the candy decision. I would run up, my parents would check the candy, and the minute I would just take the entire thing of candy, you guys, and just dump it out, Visions, like on my bed. And it was like a fucking mound of candy, like that tall and that wide. Eventually, Fears found out, well, if you eat too much candy, what happens? You get a stomach ache. So I learned a very valuable lesson. Hey, Fears, you probably should listen to your fucking parents. And I remember I got sick, and my mom's like, well, hey, John, you probably shouldn't eat, 9 Butterfingers. And I was like, got it, lesson learned. So my parents did enforce rules. My parents were fair, but they were strict. But sometimes, like all kids, you guys did it too, you would, find a way to get around the parents' rules. So did Fears, So, I learned very quickly. I'm like, well, maybe I should just have, 2 or 3 pieces of candy a day instead of, 20 pieces of candy. So, yeah. But, man, I got so much candy. I'm telling you, Visions, it would last for, till November or December, Anyway, all right, moving on. So that was number 8. I can't see your guys' comments right now because I have all the rules up, but let me do all the rules and then I'll get back to you guys. I promise. All right. So number 8 was sharing is caring. All right. Number 9. Bring lights. Wear reflective gear or necklaces, or when in doubt, if you don't have those, bring a flashlight. A flashlight always helps, especially with your family or with children or with big groups. Trick-or-treating trips will be a lot safer if you bring a flashlight. Very true. And I did do that. Not always, but sometimes. If I was if I was alone, I would bring a flashlight as a kid. If I was with a big group, then I brought a flashlight. It just depended on the situation when I was a kid. All right, number 10. Test your costume. Make sure the costume is safe, it's comfortable, and you wear clothes underneath it to stay warm. Loose-fitting clothes and oversized shoes can make you trip. Avoid props that are sharp, such as a sword or a stick. Well, fears, it depends. Because when I was a kid, it depended on the costume. Like 1 year, Yakov, you're going to hate me. 1 year I did go as the devil. Well, obviously, if you go as the devil, you need that little pitchfork, right, Visions? So, it depends on the costume. But if you don't have to have a prop in your hand, I wouldn't, because that's just another thing that you have to deal with. Most 10 times out of 12 when I was a kid, the only thing I had in my hand was I would take a pillowcase, and I put all my candy in the pillowcase, because when I was young, I had that little like orange pumpkin that that you would hold on to and put the candy in the. I was like, well, you don't get much candy in that little orange pumpkin. So my friend at school was like, Fierce, quit using that. And I said, well, what do you use? And he goes, I just take a pillowcase out. I was like, you know what? That's actually a good idea. He goes, yeah, it's stronger. You can like fit so much more candy in it. And I was like, oh yeah. So ever since my friend told me to do that, I did that. So it depends. But if you don't have to have a prop with you, like a sword or a pitchfork, I wouldn't. Decide on some comfortable shoes, and finally make sure that you can add layers underneath your costume, because it does get cold out. I would do that. It would get very cold in Missouri. Very cold. Sometimes it would rain, and we'd have to wait until the rain stopped, and then we would go out trick-or-treating back in Missouri. Other times, I kid you not, it got so cold sometimes. There was some Halloweens where I was out trick-or-treating, Visions, and literally it was snowing, because it gets fucking freezing in Missouri. So yeah, you gotta stay warm. All right. And then the last one, which is probably the best one because it makes the most sense. Number 11, when in doubt, use your brain. Stay safe. You know what's right and wrong. Use common sense. Yes. Use common sense. If it isn't safe, obviously don't do it, All right. Let me close this and get back to the comments. So there you are. All right, let me go back here. Let's see. Let's see. Yakov says, if you ever wonder why it seems God is punishing you or not answering your prayers, it's worth to reflect. Yep. I trick or treat with my drone now to avoid exposing myself to any dangers. There you go. That's like taking trick-or-treating to the 21st century. Oh, my Lord. Toss a ghost sheet over the drone. They'll think, oh, Lord. Well, see, now you're going to be scaring. You're going to be scaring everybody. Like, oh, shit, there's a fucking ghost. No, it's just a drone with a fucking pillowcase with 2 eye holes cut out. So I wouldn't do that. You don't want to scare anyone. Oh, nice, Visions. Vision says, hey, Fierce, were there any sweet and lows? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Listen, when Fears can get a sweet and low in me, you guys know, 2 sugars, 1 cream, always for my coffee. So Visions, when I come to visit next year, in the mornings when we wake up, that coffee has got to be a rockin', man. It's got to be flowing. But that's not going to be a problem, because Visions said, oh, Fears, I got to have my coffee when I wake up. Visions likes coffee. I like coffee. You said you get that coffee from, hang on. Classic Fears memory. Hang on. Can Fears remember? Hang on. You said Sam's Club, right, Visions? I don't remember the name of it, but you said you get you and Mrs. Visions get your coffee from Sam's Club, right? Or Costco, something like that. And you said the coffee's really good. So the coffee will be a-flowing. Hopefully. Well, if there's not any sweet and lows, that's all right. As long as we have sugar. 2 sugars, 1 cream. Always in the Fears Man's coffee. I've always drank it like that. My dad drank it like that. Because you don't need that much sugar in it. You know what I'm saying? Just sugar 1, sugar 2. Put in some milk. Or if you don't have milk, some creamer. And I always use soy milk. You know? So when I do come, we'll have to make a Walmart stop and get some lactose-free milk, which won't be a problem. I'll just go to Walmart with you Visions and pick up some soy milk. Oh, yeah. Or some instant creamer. Just depends on what Fears has at his disposal. Like, I'll give you an example. Whenever I go get my car, you know, at the dealership, if I need to get an oil change, I'll take it to the dealership. Or if something breaks down on my car, they always... my dealership's amazing. They always have, at least in the mornings. I don't know about the afternoon because I've never went to my dealership in the afternoons. Normally they like to get everyone in there as early as possible, and I'm like, oh God. I'm like, can I come in the afternoon? They know that Fears is not a morning person, you know? So, yeah. I'm like, really? Do we have to inspect my car at 9 o'clock in the morning? That should be a job at 2 in the afternoon, right? Let Fears sleep. I need my beauty sleep. I'll be honest, Visions and everybody else, the only time Fears is up early in the morning is if I'm really excited about something. Like if I'm going on a trip, I can't sleep because I'm all excited. Like any time I've went to visit my British family, I've been up at the butt crack of dawn, like at 6, 7, and I'm like, hey, Mom, Dad, I'm packed, let's go, you know? Right? I'm a big kid in a candy store, so if I'm excited about something... Or if I can't sleep. If I can't sleep, then I just stay up. But if I can sleep, I'm snoozing away. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Blinky says, I bet trick-or-treating with Carrie has more rules than this. Very true. I mean, Blinky, she wouldn't make it. She wouldn't make it. She'd be like munching as she goes. You know, just mashing candy in her face. You know what I'm saying? You know, and then all of a sudden she's like, oh shit, what happened to my candy? Well, you ate it all. Wait until you get back home to eat it. I shouldn't make fun of Carrie, but she's just too manic for me. And she's just too manic for the Fears Man. So I wish I could be her friend. I wish her well, though. I really do. And I know for a while she was doing some crazy things. Twerking. Nobody wants to see that. Or I don't want to see it. I mean, there's some weirdos out there that doesn't want to see Carrie twerking. I don't. Then she was like doing forward rolls and smashing herself into closets and shit. And that is one of the best videos. And her fucking idiot boyfriend made her take it down. Why? But somebody in the community saved it. She does a full-on forward roll, flies off the bed, and crashes into the fucking closet door. And I about fucking lost my goddamn mind. It was great. It was great. If you haven't seen it, it's somewhere on the internet. You must watch it. You must check it out. You'll laugh for about an hour. I kid you not. So cheers on that. But Blinky, you make a very good point, my friend. I'm sure there's a lot more rules. Big Bunga says, very true, Yak. Larry says, LOL Blinky. I mean, it was funny. It was funny. All right. Let's see. Yo, Triple, what's up? Really hoping we get a Randall costume. I think I'm just... I don't think I'm going to do a costume this year. I think I'm just going to wear my classic, this is my lazy costume, t-shirt. Last year, I wanted to do the pizza delivery guy out of Home Alone because that guy is fucking hilarious. And everyone was like, Fears, that's the most random costume. I'm like, I don't care. He's fucking hilarious, He's all like, Little Nero, sir, here, I got your pizza. And he's like, leave it on the doorstep and get the hell out of here. And he's like, okay, well, what about the money? What money? Well, you have to pay for your pizzas, sir, I'm like, oh, this guy's a fucking smartass. Then the fucking Kevin McAllister fucking kid, puts on the video, and all of a sudden you hear all the gunfire and shit. It's a classic movie. I love Home Alone. It's fucking, I know it's outdated, but it's fucking great. And then the 18-year-old pizza delivery guy's fucking running for his life and shit, And then he hightails it out of there. So I was gonna do that. But yeah. It just never came to be. So I think I think, Triple, I'm going to go more nuts on the Halloween decorations than the actual costume. Unless I can find a ranch bottle. If I can find a ranch bottle costume, I'm going to sit here on the floor in a ranch bottle and do a stream. But unless I can find a ranch bottle costume, there you are. So, if someone sends me one in the P.O. box, because I'm going to have that open before Halloween. So either I'm going to find one, or if someone sends me one, I will fucking sit here as a ranch bottle. Oh, yeah. And I don't even care if the trolls, make videos of it or make memes, because I fucking love ranch. And how great of a costume would that be? Fears as a fucking ranch bottle. Because they've made memes of me as a ranch bottle. My favorite one, though, Triple, was someone found a picture on Google of a hand, and in the hand was the ranch bottle, and they had the ranch pouring out of the ranch bottle onto a salad, and my face was in the ranch liquid. That's my favorite one of all time when it comes to ranch. My two favorite memes. Visions has the title of the best meme so far. He made Randall Spock, me as Captain Kirk. I loved it so much, I've got it framed. It's right over there. The second one, fuck Indiana Jones. Indiana Fears. Indiana Fears. Yeah, man. And Visions made me intently trying to grab the object off the stone right before the trap sets off. Visions, you smart guy, you. That was funny. I laughed probably for about an hour. And I was like, well, I've already framed the first meme. I must frame the second meme. So, unless someone can out-top Visions, Yakov probably was super close to out-topping Vision, because Yakov won the contest. Not Wackoff, Jesus Christ, I'm so tired. Yakov, excuse me, hilarious. Yakov made me a small little doctor, and didn't you put the fedora on there, right, Yakov? That one was pretty funny. I'd say my favorite Randall one, whenever me and Randall were at the beach, he was so hot. He was like, Fears, he was like, do you mind if I use your Hawaiian shirt? He tied it around his head to block out the sun. I was like, yeah, Randall, I've got an extra shirt in the car. I'm like, I'm not wearing my Hawaiian shirt, especially if Randall puts on his head. I'm like, I got an extra shirt in the car. I'm like, I'll just throw that on. He went, right on, Fears. And then someone took that and edited Randall out of the video. And I don't know how they did that, but I was like, well, Photoshop, it works wonders. They edited him out and then put him flying on a pod racer from Star Wars, and I was like, that is fucking genius. Excuse my language, but it was. It was fucking hilarious. And then Randall's like, Fears, check this out. I look at him like, oh, Randall. I'm like, that's classic. And he goes, what do you think, Fears? I'm like, I think it's fucking great. I'm like, do you like it, Randall? And he goes, oh, Fears. He goes, I was laughing. I was like, well, I just wanted to make sure that you loved it, Randall. I said, because they're memeing you. And he's like, oh, yeah. He goes, I just wanted to get your reaction, Fears. I went, I think it's fucking fantastic. I was laughing hysterically. But yeah, Visions, and I'm not just saying this because Visions is my friend. I'm saying it's the truth. Visions, you probably have, it's a split between you and Yakov. I love those three memes. I love me as the short little doctor out of Voyager. I love Indiana Fears, and I love me as Captain Kirk and Randall as Spock. As soon as I saw that, I'm like, Visions is a fucking meme genius. I was laughing so hard. I almost had a cardiac arrest. I mean, I was on the floor dying of laughter. It was fucking great. Anyway, let's continue on. Let's see here. Vision says, I mostly drink it black, but I'm putting whole milk in it recently. Oh, okay, there you go. There you go. I don't think I've ever drank coffee black. I'm trying to think. Have I? Yeah, I've drank it black once or twice, but I usually have to have something in it. I'll put creamer in it. I'll put milk. And then when my dad sat me down and was like, John, 2 sugars, 1 cream. He goes, trust me, you'll like it. I went, all right, I'll give it a whirl. Boop, boop. This is good. A+, Dad. So he's like, yeah, 2 sugars, 1 cream. I was like, all right, cool. So I've had black coffee every once in a while, Visions, but I prefer, like, it's kind of a perfect mixture. It's not too much sugar. It's not too low sugar. It's just enough. At least it is for me. So yeah. Anyway. Did you watch Dirty Work yet, Fierce? Not yet. I will, though. Vision sent it to me. I plan on either buying it or watching it and reviewing it because it looked. And, you know, when Visions told me about it, I saw the trailer. That shit looked hysterical. So, yeah. It looked amazing. Very surprised to hear that you've never seen that. Well, I've seen a lot of movies, but, like, there's some movies that not just Visions has suggested. Visions suggested Pixel, You Triple, Larry. Some of them I've never even heard. And then I watch them, and I'm like, how did this movie pass me by? Like, I never knew about that dead-end drive-in thing, the Australian movie, Visions. As soon as I watched it, I was like, this is fucking fantastic. It's fantastic. I love that. I've watched it twice so far. And then someone suggested Soylent Green. I've watched a bit of it, and it's good. I haven't watched all of it. I'm going to watch it soon and do a review on it. That was good so far. What else? I mean, you guys have suggested so many. The Blob, I've never seen that. I watched it. Amazing. I'll be honest, Visions. I loved the 80s version, but when I watched the trailer for the 50s, or whatever, the first one, whether they made it in the 40s or 50s or whatever, that one looked fucking great too. I can't wait to get the old one and watch the old one, you know, because the 80s one is amazing, you know, so there's a lot. But I try to get to as many movies as I can, Triple, but no, I had never heard of Dirty Work until Vision suggested it, so at some point I'm going to watch it, so yeah. Let's see here. Vision says, I miss her. Oh, Carrie? I don't even know if she streams anymore. I think she does, but I mean, I'm glad that she changed her life around. Like, she doesn't twerk anymore. She doesn't eat 15 pizzas a day, because I was worried about her. As much as I don't like Carrie, at one point she was my friend, but she was just too manic, and she was just crazy, and she was doing, like, roast streams. That's another thing. Thank God there's less roast streams. Back in the day, Visions, before you met me, oh God, people would roast me. Yeah, I'll do a roast stream. I'm like, wow, real mature, right? Matt Man, I don't know how many roast streams. Now, that I understand, because Matt Man doesn't like me. I don't like him. So I could tell. I'm like, oh, well, I know why he's doing a roast stream on me, but it's so immature to roast somebody online. Ooh, wow, you roast me. You know, who cares, you know? I'm like, are we 5-year-olds or are we adults? You know, I'm like, I don't have time for a fucking roast stream. I've never roasted anyone, ever. And I never plan on it. I've said mean things to people that I don't like, but I've never done a whole 2 hours. Yeah, let's roast someone. Yeah. Carrie would do them. Whenever Dragon would get mad at me, he would roast me. One time Sega got mad at me and he did a roast stream, you know? So, anyway. Let's see. Well, Blinky, the reason why I sit on the floors, sometimes I do a stream over there, but I'm just starting to set up, like, all my Halloween stuff. I got, like, the Halloween lights, and I put up some jack-o'-lanterns here, so I don't want to remove all that crap and set up my laptop and, you know, so. Plus, it's comfy if I just sit here, you know. You know the reason why that happens, Visions, is I've heard people told me, Fierce, you talk really fast. So whenever I talk really fast, I'll mess up the words. So I meant to say Reese's peanut butter cups, and it accidentally came out as that. And I was like, oh shit, they're never going to let it die. But I mean, it wasn't a thing, because they're like, oh, well, Fierce didn't mean to say that. And I meant to say yak off. And then I said whack by accident, you know, because I said it way too fast. So, but to me, I've never thought I talk fast, but all my friends, all my family are like, Fierce, you talk really fast. And maybe because it's my own voice, I'm like, I never thought I talked fast, but apparently I do. So whenever I talk to you guys or I talk to my friends, it only happens when I get really excited, like when my ADD kicks in. and I'm really excited. You guys have seen Fears. When I get real excited about something, the energy level goes from here to here. And that'll always be me. I try to harness all that raw energy and just use it for good, you know? But sometimes I'll be talking so fast, something will pop out. And I'm like, oh, well, I didn't mean to say that. So there it is. Oh, man. Roast stream, more like cyberbullying, not cool. Yeah, it's just so immature. Like, who cares? Woo, a roast stream, you know? I never understood it. I never understood why people do roast streams. But you know what? I think it started to filter out because I haven't seen a roast stream in the community in quite a long time. I'm like, I'm almost 40. Really? A roast stream? Get the hell out of here, you know? Anyway. I don't agree with it, but there's a lot of immature people out there, so, it is what it is. But now that I've said something, now a troll will be like, oh yeah, let's bring them back. We haven't done a roast stream in a while, so there it is. It's just stupid. No, I'm on the ground floor, Blinky. Like, whenever I got into this apartment complex, Fears is lazy sometimes, so I'm like, if you have an apartment on the ground floor, it'll plus it's more logical. I'm like, well, it'll be so much easier to move all my shit in on the ground floor. Then I don't have to keep going upstairs, downstairs. It helps a lot, like, whenever I go grocery shopping. I can just take all the groceries out of the back trunk of my car and just walk them in instead of, like, taking them out of the trunk, hauling them up a flight of stairs. So I'm just like, I'll pay extra money to find one on the ground floor. And I remember the guy's like, well, you're going to have to wait about a month or two. I'm like, that's fine. I don't care about moving down there a month or two later. Just get me on the ground floor. And they're like, if you don't mind waiting a month or two. I'm like, perfect. And they're like, someone's about to move out of here. I'm like, perfect. I'm like, I don't want to be on the third floor. I don't want to be on the second floor. Get me on that ground floor level. And they're like, great. They're like, you don't mind waiting. I'm like, I definitely don't mind waiting. Go for it. So yeah. So I waited like a month or two, and then I moved in with no problems. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. So there it is. There it is. Oh, man, I'm getting tired. I need more of this. Well, that'll about sum her up. So I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Like I said, if you do have children and you go out trick-or-treating, those are some good rules. Or if you just go out with your friends, use those rules. And if you have a Halloween party, stick to Fears' items, because if you do all those items at a Halloween party, you'll have a kick-ass Halloween party. All right, time to select another movie. So I'm going to pick out your guys' homework assignment and watch this movie, Visions. Everybody else, you guys have been slacking and not watching the movie. So watch the movie that I select, and then you guys can chime in, and give your 2 cents on the review tomorrow. So let's mosey on over here, and I'm going to select one. All right, because there's a lot to pick from. Oh, hang on. I should do another Can Crush. Nice. All right. Let's go select one, shall we? All right. So yesterday I did a superhero movie. So I'm not going to do another superhero movie. All right, let's see here. Let's see here. All right. This is the one I've selected. I'm doing a horror movie. Bam! Halloween Ends. Halloween Ends. That's what we're watching tonight. We're watching Halloween Ends. Now, I have seen it in the theater. But as you can tell, it's still in the plastic. So 22 Jump Street. Oh yeah, it's over there. Wait, do I have both? I think I just have the first one, Blinky. I don't know if I have the second one. All right, but I'm watching Halloween Ends tonight. Halloween. So yeah. I watched Singing in the Rain last night. Don't really recommend it, though. Well, it's a classic, Visions. I've got it. It's over here. I've got it over here. I just haven't watched it yet. I've watched certain scenes, Visions, of Singing in the Rain. It is a classic, though. I'm not too much into musicals, but there's some I like. I love. I do love the actual song "Singing in the Rain." He's walking through the rain, and he doesn't care that he's getting wet, and he takes his hat off. That's a classic scene. Obviously, Wizard of Oz. That's a classic, you know. So, at some point, I will watch it and review it. But yeah. Speaking of not watching movies, did you ever watch Sleepaway Camp? I did, Big Bungus. It took forever, but I watched it. I reviewed it. The review is on my channel, so check it out. So yeah. Halloween Ends now streaming free on Amazon Prime. Well, there you go. So watch it, embrace it, and then we'll review it tomorrow. So, Visions, everybody else, this is your homework assignment for tonight. I've watched it in theaters, so I'm 50-50 on this, but I can't wait to review because I've been trying to watch a horror movie at least once a day, you know, getting prepared for Halloween. So no excuse. Everyone do the homework. And yes, exactly. So either buy it, because it wasn't much. This was like $10, $15, or get it online for free. So there it is. Some of this I like, and some of it I don't like. Like this one, they actually kill Michael. There's no way that Michael can come back, at least in this series. So this is not the original storyline. The original storyline for Halloween is Halloween 1 all the way through Halloween 8 Resurrection. And then Rob Zombie went off and did a series of just Halloween 1, Halloween 2. And then, what's this director's name? Adam, what's his name? Adam. Oh, I don't remember who the director was. But this director did 3. He did Halloween 2018, Halloween Returns, and then this one's Halloween Kills. So this is a new one, a new series, and this one's my least favorite. There's some good scenes in it, but other scenes I'm just like, really? What the fuck? You know? So it should be a good review. So yeah. Is that the newest one that came out last year? That's the newest one. This is the last one that they made. This is the last movie that Jamie Lee Curtis was in, Visions. So yes, so get this, watch it, and we'll do a full-on review tomorrow. So yeah. So anyway, but I have seen it in the theaters. I just haven't watched all the bonus features, and I haven't watched the Blu-ray version yet. So this is the homework assignment for tonight, and we'll review it tomorrow. All right. So one more Can Crush. And then I'm going to skedaddle. But I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Thanks a lot for watching. Fears loves you guys. Fears cares about you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to FearsMan26, the main channel. Fears Vlogs, the second channel. Rock and go with the flow and give Randall a like and give him a sub. Cameo Man 2021 and his second channel, The Mayor of Magic. Follow Pixel, Lord Pixel of the Protocols at Pixel Protocol. And I should be unblocking Pixel either before my birthday or after my birthday. So hopefully you've learned a lesson, Pixel. Hopefully. Because I have missed him. Follow the Sega Camp Gamer and Wear Camp on Twitch. Check him out. That crazy fucking guy. He's great. Subscribe to Richie Wright, that barbecue drinking goddamn master. Richie, for Christ's sake, clean that fucking tub, man. I love Richie's videos, but Visions, I can't stand it. That black fucking mildew mold on the back of the tub. Oh, it just freaks Fears out. I cannot stand clutter, and I can't stand, like, hoarders And I can't stand people that don't clean their house. Ugh. But Richie, I'm not making fun of Richie. Just clean the fucking tub. Just clean it. That's all I require. You know, just clean the tub. Get that black moldu shit out of there. All right. Anyway, I'm taking off. I'm going to get a shower. I'm going to get something to eat because I skipped breakfast and I've just been munching on these. But, all right. I'm taking off. But, also follow me on TikTok. FearsMan26. Let's see. What's the count up to? Because I just gained like 4 or 5 new subs yesterday. So, let me go to TikTok real quick. Okay. Let's see here. I'm at 8,301. So, we're making progress. We're definitely making progress. And usually most of my videos always get at least 200. It's either 200 views to 400 views. So, I've been getting a lot of views on my TikToks. I just made 3 new ones. The 3 newest ones, I didn't put up any vlog footage yet of the Science Center, but I put up all the pictures that I took at the Science Center. So check that one out. And then I did 2 response videos where last year I said, want to see the most dumbest, most crappiest Michael Myers mask of all time? And I showed it because it was so horrible. It was like at Walmart. It's like a rubber mask. And it looked like somebody had smeared shit like on the mask. But all that brown scuff marks was supposed to make it look like that one out of Halloween Ends where it was like brown marks and burn marks, but it literally looked like someone took brown paint or brown shit and just smeared it on the mask. And then it didn't even have normal hair visions. The hair was rubber, so it looked fucking horrible. And so I did a video on that, and so I did 2 response videos last night. Someone was like, responded to that old video, and I just responded back. So most of my content is either responding to people's comments on TikTok, showing all my movie props, showing all the movies that I buy and review, or my photography skills, like whenever I go on an adventure to like a convention or like the Science Center that I recently went there and vlogged there and all that. And I had never been to the Orlando Science Center, and it was really good, except for the construction. But I understood because they took out an old exhibit, and they have a construction crew putting in a new exhibit. And I said, well, what's the new exhibit? And they said, well, we haven't decided yet. They said, we're building all the tables and the chairs, and they said, we knocked out a wall. And they said, we're revamping that area. And I said, oh, really? And they said, yeah. They said, we saw from the old exhibit, if we knock out this wall, we have 10 times more space. And I said, okay, yeah, that makes sense. And they said, so we're remodeling it. And they said, once the remodel is done in that section, they said, we're going to add in a new exhibit. And then I asked them, and they said, well, we're at a crossroads. And I said, what do you mean? They said, well, we're 50-50. They said, we're either going to do an Egyptian exhibit. I said, oh, that would be cool. They said, or they said we're going to do like a caveman exhibit where we have old ass like caveman skulls and like tools that they found that caveman used to use. And I was like, that would be fucking great. So anyway. But yeah, check out the TikToks. I try and make at least 2 or 3 TikToks a week. At least. So yeah. So we're getting there. So, yeah. I'm not going to hate your place, Visions. I'm not going to hate your place. No, I'm not. That's not true. Visions, I'm not going to hate your place. Blinky says, shame on you, Richie. Are you planning any visits to epic locations or events? Well, I just did. The last epic place I went to was the Science Center. Oh, you mean for Halloween? Well, I told the fans I'm going to do something epic for my birthday. I haven't decided, Blinky. I'm either going to stay at a Disney resort or a Universal resort and then go to the park. Or I'm going to do Galaxy's Edge for Halloween. Or I thought about, I've already done like the Universal Halloween Horror Nights, and I was like, well, they've already seen that in the vlog. I've never went to Disney World around the Halloween time. So I've always wanted to see that, what type of decorations they put up, Blinky, for like Halloween. And my friend works there, and they're like, oh yeah, Fears, they're like, come in October, but they said they already have the fucking decorations up. It's already flowing. I'm like, really? I'm like, it's September. They said, there's so many decorations, Fears, we got to get it, rolling. And I was like, yeah, that's true. And then literally, Blinky, Visions, everybody else, the minute Halloween is done, they take all that shit down. And they said, Fears, it's like a one-night thing. They said, as soon as Halloween's done, bam, in one night, they take it all down. And then they start putting up all the Thanksgiving decorations. And they said, then once that's done, then boom, all the Christmas shit up. And I said they do it all in one night. They said, usually all the decorations are taken down and the new decorations are put up all in one night. They said every once in a while, it'll like take all night and then it goes into the morning. But they said, usually they get it up like lickety-split. I'm like, that's pretty impressive. And he goes, oh yeah, it goes up, and then in one night, bam, it goes all down. I said, I get it. I mean, 40,000 plus, people come almost every day, to those parks, if not more. Like during the summertime, whenever I used to work at Disney, in the summertime, we would get 80,000 plus people, 90,000 plus people. So it's nuts. Vision says, my house should be on Hoarders. Visions, it can't be that bad. Listen, I know you're joking around. Visions likes to mess with Fears' mind because we're good buddies. He jokes, I joke. I'm sure your place is fine, Visions. I've seen pictures of your house. Whenever you sent me those pictures of your bunny rabbits, I saw your house in the background. It looks fine. And I'm sure Richie's place is fine too. Just the mold. I'm like, I feel bad for Richie because I'm like, well, I've wrote to Richie and said, Richie, I'm not telling you how to do your stream. I'm not telling you how to do your videos. I said, you should clean your bathroom. I said, that black mold has bacteria in it. I said, and you're standing in that shower, bathing yourself. And I said, what if that bacteria gets on you? I said, that's going to make you sick. So I said it more half as a joke to you guys and the other half, Richie, I care about you. Clean your fucking tub, Because I don't want him to die. Because I'm telling you, bacteria, that's no joke, man. I'm telling you. So, yeah. Let's see. I like to go to the dive bar at the corner of my street and take a few lonely drunks to Olive Garden. Oh, there you go. Right on. That sounds like a good day. Get drunk and eat lots of Olive Garden. I will say it's been quite a while since Fierce went to Olive Garden. The best thing... Visions, are you a fan of Olive Garden? I'm just curious. And who's a fan of Olive Garden? I love their breadsticks and their salads. I've literally went to Olive Garden sometimes, and they're like, oh, can we get you a main course? I'm like, nope. Keep those breadsticks a-flowing. Keep that salad a-flowing. And that's all I've ate. And they're like, are you sure? They're like, we can't get you. They're like, we can't get you a menu. I'm like, no, I'm good. Salad, breadsticks. Amazing. But every once in a while, I do like to get an actual meal. The last time I went to Olive Garden, I got their, what was it? Oh, God, it's been so long since I went to the Olive Garden. It's been forever. The last time I got the breadsticks, the salad, and then I got some dish that had a lot of, like, roast potatoes. I think it was their pasta, and then on the side, you get roasted potatoes. Because I know I was obsessed with those roasted potatoes because they tasted so good. I got a second helping of the roasted potatoes, and then they were like, oh, do you like those? I was like, I love roasted potatoes. I'm like, this is really good. And the pasta was good, but I was like, I'm more interested in these roasted potatoes. They taste phenomenal. And I was like, my hat's off to the chef, man. So, yeah. Vision said we went about a year back. Had a good time. Nice! It's been probably about a year or two since I've went to the Olive Garden. Because when I was hanging out with Sam was like, Fears, we can go anywhere you want to eat. Just, I hate Olive Garden. I was like, really? And he's like, yeah, I'm not a big fan of Olive Garden. Speaking of Sam, I have not heard anything. So if you guys hear anything, you let me know. Because, man, I'm worried about my buddy. But I took Visions and Randall's advice. I was like, if I keep calling him, I'm going to keep annoying him, So I have not called Sam in ages. I'm going to call him around Christmas, and I hope he's willing to talk then. I don't know what happened. I miss hanging out with him. I miss talking to him. I miss my buddy. I really do. I hope he's all right. I hope he's doing okay. I'm sure he's fine, but I just don't know why he's been silent for months on end. I have no idea. Anyway, well, I'm taking off, but that was a fun stream. We went for about almost 2 hours, an hour and 54 minutes. So that's a good time to stop. But anyway, I'm getting a little tired. But Larry, I'm almost done on those vlogs, buddy. So hang in there. I know it's taken Fears a long time. For a while, I'm not even lying to you guys. The main reason why I haven't been editing a lot of videos, I'm not as depressed, but I was depressed the last couple of months. I mean, very badly. Things have gotten a lot better, so I'm in better spirits. But my dad's 1 year is almost coming up. My dad's been passed away for a year. My dad passed away last September 16th. So I know that's going to be an emotional day, so I'm on the fence of should I stream. If I do stream, it's going to be a tribute to my dad, but if I do, bear with me because I guarantee you I'll probably break down and start crying. And I don't want that to happen, but if I do, you guys will understand why. So I'm still on the fence of if I should stream on that day. If I don't stream on that day, that's the reason why. But yeah. I'm veering more towards not streaming because I know I'll break down. I know I will, for sure. Anyway, I'm taking off. I'm going to get something to eat, and I'm going to get on those edits. So, yeah. So, bear with me, Larry. Triple, hang in there. The videos will come. It'll be worth the wait, trust me. All right. Fears loves you. Fears cares about you guys. Stay safe. Have a fun day. Fears. Peace. Deuce. Out.